A quick follow-up now on a story we've been following here on MiWeek. The mother of Eastern Michigan University student M. Bakir Mohi Eldin returned home to Detroit late last week. She'd been visiting relatives in Iraq, but was unable to get home because of the President Trump's executive order on immigration. She is just weeks away from becoming an American citizen. Now, turning to the loss of Detroit icon Mike Ilitch. Detroiters are paying their respects this week to the founder of Little Caesars Pizza and owner of the Detroit Tigers and the Red Wings. Ilitch leaves behind a legacy that has literally changed the landscape of Detroit and provided jobs and hope for thousands. His latest contributions include the District Detroit development and a business school named after him at Wayne State University. He truly was a champion for the city, of course, though there's always more than one side.
There always is, of course,
stories,
anyway.
right?
But I tell you, Steve, the first pizza I ever ate when we came up here from Kentucky
was
was out of that garden, that first Garden City Little Caesars Pizza Treat shop. And my first date in high school was to the Little Caesar sort of restaurant they had in Garden City. So
Look at that. You're
Caesar
all tied
pizza.
up with the Ilitch legacy.
Sure am. But yeah, you know, there's always, I mean, nobody is all one way or all the other. And of course, the Ilitches came under criticism for a long time in Detroit for buying up property and then sitting on it. But
I mean, they were speculators in some way, right?
In a lot of ways, but you look where it's come to. And I think this district that they've taken this land they've accumulated over all these years and have built this mixed-use plan for around the new arena. When that comes to fruition, it's going to change Detroit into a city we haven't seen probably since the 1960s.
Yeah. Well, it's going to I feel like it's going to sew together
all those
the things that we've seen happen in Midtown and the stuff that we've seen happen downtown. And you've always had this sort of donut hole around the freeway and a little bit north that no one was quite sure what to do with, partially because the Ilitches held a lot of that land and were not doing anything with it. But they deserve a lot of credit for that vision. You know, I've had my differences with the organization over the amount of public subsidy that we've had go into their projects. Also, the disappointment really that I think 20 years later surrounds some of the development of Comerica Park. I mean, I can remember sitting at City Council in 1994 and watching the Ilitches unveil what looked like the same photos that they trotted out for this District Detroit, talking about what would happen around Comerica Park. We never quite got there.
But the difference is they didn't control much of that land, and this is a different era
than
it was then. Right. There is an appetite now for development. You think about what Detroit was like in 1989 when he moved downtown. When he moved in, he passed a whole lot of people who were moving out. Detroit was not then what it is today, and the belief, the sort of confidence in the city's future wasn't there. This was as bold a move as anyone has made in terms of staking a bet on Detroit's future. They had no reason to believe we were going to get to this point, and yet Mike Ilitch did believe that.
So what do you think changes now that, I guess, Chris Ilitch, his son, is going to control the entire organization? He already had at least nominal control of it anyway. He's been the face of the organization for years.
And what we
see a different direction.
No, you know, we don't talk enough about the role of Mary Ilitch in this company, and she was a full partner with Mike in running every aspect of these businesses. And so I don't see any direction change because she's still there and Chris is still there, and I think they share a vision. It's not company run by folks outside the family. It's a family-run business. And I think the family will continue its commitment. I think they're very excited about bringing this district to fruition. And you know, I don't know that they're done here.
I think the investment in the business school at Wayne, which has gotten some attention, but I think people haven't come to fully appreciate how big a deal that is to create that, where it's going to go, and to raise the profile of a pretty important college at the university, one that we don't otherwise really think of as contributing so much to the city.
And fill a need in Detroit in terms of business education and developing a future generation of business people here.
Yeah, yeah. And of course, it'll be a lot of fun once it's open. I was saying to my son that we went to a Pistons game out in Auburn Hills last week. I said it's our second to last game that'll be out there. Next fall, we'll be able to walk to Pistons games.
There you go.
And I will be one of the people with my money in my hand.
And your big horn blowing out on the street.
That's right.
You know, I wrote the other day, I think they should name it the Mike Ilitch Arena.
I wondered why they didn't do that.
You know, they still may. I mean, he might not have allowed that while he was living, but, you know, the impact he's had on the city and certainly on that organization. We talk a lot about his development roles and sports roles, but the Little Caesars Pizza Company is a major corporation and very innovative. Their $5
that hot and ready saved the company,
and really is just one of the most popular things.
Kids like that too. I'm not as big a fan of that, but it did save.
Oh, I love the hot and ready.
That matters.